You've definitely heard the names, right? Gemini, Android, Chrome. But, behind all those flashy product announcements, Google is building something that's going to fundamentally change how we use our devices. They're calling it the Agentic Era. And it's a future where your tech doesn't just respond to you, it actually acts for you. So, what does that really mean in your day-to-day life?
Okay, so this term agentic era, it might just sound like another piece of tech jargon, but it's signaling a really crucial shift. See, we're moving away from AI being just a glorified search engine or a chatbot that gives you answers. We're stepping into a time where AI becomes your proactive partner, an agent that really gets what you're trying to do and then takes the steps to make it happen. It's a subtle change, but trust me, it's a powerful one that's going to reshape how we think about technology.
So, how's this all going to come together? Well, in this explainer, we're going to peel back the layers on this whole agentic future. We'll kick things off by defining what it really means for an AI to be agentic. Then we'll look at the powerhouse AI, Gemini, that's making all of this possible. From there, we'll see how the smarts is showing up on the devices you use every day, how it's completely changing how software gets made, and, most importantly, what it all means for you. All right, first up, welcome to the Agentic Era. The big idea here, the really core concept, is this move from a passive AI to an active one. We're basically graduating from an AI that just spits out information to an AI that actually gets stuff done.
So here's the crucial point. An agentic AI isn't just a chatbot that you ask a question. No, it's more like an assistant you give a goal. So instead of asking, hey, what's the best local pizza place? You might just say, book a table for two at the best local pizza place for 7 p.m. tonight and, add it to my calendar. The AI then has to reason, to understand what you really want, and then it takes all the different steps to make it happen. Now, for an AI to actually act for you, it needs a seriously powerful brain. And for Google, that brain is Gemini. Honestly, the speed that it's evolving is, it's kind of breathtaking.
And what's really wild about this is the sheer velocity. I mean, just look at this timeline from late last year to now. We went from a research agent preview in December to the model being able to literally use a computer in January. By the time spring rolled around, it was generating music, getting major version updates, and even powering advanced robotics. This is not a slow burn, folks. It is a flat-out sprint of new capabilities. And what that timeline really shows is that every single update unlocks a fundamentally new skill. We're talking about having a real-time, natural conversation with an AI. We're talking about it creating music and video. These models can understand text, images, video, and audio all at the same time. And it can even control physical robots or use a computer just like a person would. This is the toolbox, the whole set of skills that makes agentic AI a reality. So we have the concept. And we have this super powerful AI brain. What's the next logical step? Well, it's putting it where we can all use it, right in our pockets and on our desks. And that all starts with the biggest operating system in the world. And this is where it starts to get real for all of us. With Android 17, Google is taking these agentic AI features and embedding them directly into the core of the OS. So this isn't just another app you can download, it's becoming part of the actual foundation of your phone.
So what does that actually look like in practice? Let's take notifications. Right now, they're pretty dumb, right? An app either yells at you or it doesn't. But leaks about a new feature in Android 17 called notification rules show this new agentic approach. Instead of just muting an entire app, you could tell your phone, hey, silence this group chat, but make absolutely sure I get an alert if this specific person messages me. The OS proactively manages all that noise for you based on what you actually want. And all this new intelligence isn't just for nifty features. To handle this new era, the whole platform needs to be way more robust. Android 17 is getting huge upgrades under the hood for security, like blocking local network access by default, and even something called post-quantum cryptography, which is really just a fancy way of saying it's getting ready for a future where even super powerful computers can't crack your data. It's also getting tougher on how apps use memory to make everything more stable. Bottom line, a smarter OS has to be a safer and more stable OS. But it's not just about our phones. This quote from Chrome Unboxed hints at something much, much bigger on the horizon, moving us from our pockets to our desktops. So what is this massive reason they're talking about? That would be something called Project Aluminium. Now, gotta be clear, we're in the realm of industry rumors here, but this is supposedly the internal project at Google to finally merge ChromeOS and Android into one unified operating system. A move like that, it would be the perfect way to launch a truly cross-device, agentic experience that just follows you seamlessly from your phone to your laptop.
So, if the AI is changing and the operating systems are changing, well, it stands to reason that the way we build software has to change too. And this might be the most profound shift of all.
See, developers are moving from a world where they write every single line of code to a brand new way of working that Google's calling agentic coding. This is basically a total reimagining of what it even means to be a developer.
Just look at how the whole workflow is being flipped on its head. Instead of starting with a blank screen, a developer now starts by just describing their goal in plain English. Then the AI agent takes over. It does the heavy lifting of planning, writing, and even debugging the code. The developer's role changes. They become more like a supervisor, an architect who guides the AI and then takes its work from a prototype all the way to a finished product.
And this isn't just a theory, not at all. Google is already rebuilding its core developer tools, things like Firebase, to be agent native right from the get-go. The tools themselves are being designed to support this new way of working, letting developers build these intelligent apps faster than ever before. Okay, let's bring all of this together. We've talked about AI models, operating systems, developer tools, but what's the actual real-world impact on our lives and on businesses? Why does any of this stuff really matter?
Here's a number that kind of puts it all into perspective. $2 trillion. That's the estimated loss every year for businesses around the world, just from things like customers giving up on a purchase because it was too complicated or they couldn't get the help they needed. It's a problem of disconnected systems. And this is exactly the kind of complex, multi-step problem that Agentic AI is designed to fix.
So the key takeaway here is that this shift hits everyone. For us as users, it means our devices stop being these passive tools we have to constantly poke and manage, and they start becoming proactive assistants. For developers, the job changes from tedious line-by-line coding to high-level orchestration. And for businesses, well, it offers a way to create one single unified journey for a customer, from the moment they search for something all the way through to getting help after they buy. Which really brings us to the final and maybe most critical question. The technology is here, and it is getting more powerful every single day. The real question for all of us now is, how much of our digital lives are we actually willing to hand over to an AI agent that acts on our behalf? The agentic era isn't just on its way, it's already here, and we're all about to decide what role it's going to play.